Some really unwelcome news for Ron DeSantis as he continues to try to bully Disney, his state's largest employer. Disney's announced that it'll be canceling its Lake Nona Town Center project in Orlando, which would have created 2,000 new jobs in the state, with salaries averaging $120,000. The company said the project was no longer viable due to, quote, changing business conditions, which I believe is corporate speak for the governor of the state that we built an immovable giant sprawling theme park in is a raging fascist idiot, and we'd rather not expand our presence there at this time. And this connection between Disney's cancellation of this project and their ongoing feud with DeSantis has been confirmed by sources, with the New York Times reporting from two sources who were briefed on the decision, quote, the company's battle with Mr. DeSantis and his allies in the Florida legislature figured prominently into Disney's decision to cancel the Lake Nona project. And here I was thinking that it was the job of elected officials not to destroy jobs in their own state. Now, if you'll remember, and I get that it's hard to keep track given how stupid and nonsensical DeSantis' political decisions have been, this entire debacle started because he couldn't stand that Disney released a statement supporting LGBT rights and disagreeing with his new Don't Say Gay law that banned the acknowledgement of the existence of LGBT people in Florida classrooms. And while Republicans claimed, oh, it's just for young kids, DeSantis has of course expanded the law even further to more grade levels, now encompassing 18 and 19-year-olds. But sure, it's just to protect little kids. Got it. Now, since Disney operates in a special district in Central Florida where it has autonomy over various services and development plans, DeSantis has since escalated the situation by trying to end Disney's self-governing status and have the Florida government take over, only to then watch that backfire too when Disney used a loophole to strip the board of their power until 2053. And Disney's going even further by suing him for his targeted campaign of government retaliation. Oh, and to add insult to injury, Disney is openly defying DeSantis by announcing that it's hosting the world's largest LGBTQ conference in Florida. Pretty sure there might be one or two mentions of the word gay there. Just a hunch. And as if all that wasn't bad enough, California's Disney attraction, Disneyland, just announced it'll be investing $253 million annually by overhauling their Anaheim resort with new attractions, shops, restaurants, and entertainment. So while Ron DeSantis' Florida is driving Disney out of business, California is drawing in business. And that's a point that California Governor Gavin Newsom is driving home. He tweeted, Disney, the door is open to bring back those jobs to California, the state that actually represents the values of your workers. Yeah, turns out the whole inclusion thing isn't just the right thing to do, it's also actually good for business. And let's be clear, it's only getting worse for Ron DeSantis. Disney's theme parks chairman has questioned whether the state wants Disney to invest more money, employ more people, and pay more taxes in Florida. He already said that Disney's the largest taxpayer in Central Florida and could cancel up to $16 billion more and cancel 13,000 more jobs over the next decade. But here's the thing that Disney's executives should probably recognize. Ron DeSantis doesn't actually give a shit about his own state. He doesn't give a shit about the people he's supposed to represent. They're just a stepping stone for him on the way to getting as much power as he possibly can. And given that DeSantis is planning to announce a presidential campaign in the next week after repealing the law that would have forced him to step down from being governor while running for higher office, we can expect that his cravenness will only grow as he continues to try and pander to the extremists in his base. But the problem for DeSantis is that everything he does constantly backfires on him. And it's not just Disney. There's a whole list of times that Ron DeSantis has learned the hard way that he's got the political competence of a paper bag. For example, he waged a war on wokeness, and then when Americans were actually polled on what they think about wokeness, it turns out a majority of Americans view it as a positive. Only 39% of Americans think that wokeness is a bad thing, according to this nationwide poll. He trafficked innocent families and children seeking asylum to Martha's Vineyard for a cheap political stunt for Fox News, and instead the whole debacle revealed a stark contrast in how blue states treat immigrants versus how Republican governors do.
Thank you.
And just recently, he signed a new anti-immigrant law that punishes businesses and local governments that allow undocumented immigrants to participate in the economy. As a result, undocumented immigrant workers in and near the state are reportedly boycotting the entire state's economy.
There's like less than 20 people working today. Usually there's about 100. And it's really interesting. I'm wondering how they're going to get this project done without undocumented workers.
Y andamos todos agüitados porque no llegó ni una persona a trabajar, ni alma se mira.
A esta hora, 9:30 de la mañana, esto estuviera lleno de gente, de muchos trabajadores latinos, inmigrantes, y no hay nada, señores.
No hay trabajadores, venimos a checar a Miami, a ver si es cierto y es verdad, mira, no hay trabajadores, todo vacío,
Ahora cuénteme, miren, los que quedan están sentados. Porque mira cómo está el trabajo ahí, miren. Y los que quedan están sentados. Esos son los que tienen papeles. Los que quedan. Nunca había visto yo a una gente sentada ahí.
En Del Rey, Florida. Miren, no están los estoqueros, los que conducen las máquinas. Todo se mira desolado. Nadie quiere trabajar. Todo está parado en Florida.
Van a cerrar este trabajo por falta de personal, no lo pueden continuar.
El trabajo hay, pero la mano de obra se fue.
Es lunes, 10:15 de la mañana. Esta tienda solía estar llena de gente comprando, sobre todo este tipo de material. Y miren, como pueden ver, ahí está completo.
Entonces lo que voy a hacer es trabajar solo, miren. Nomás yo estoy aquí.
Nadie sabe lo que tiene hasta que lo ve perdido. Miren, para que vean, ve, estoy yo subido aquí solo. Nadie me está cortando, nadie está nada. Saludo a Ron DeSantis y a los cubanos allá, no a todos los que están diciendo que se vayan, que no importa. Bueno, vénganse, ayúdame. Ve.
In other words, he is effectively lighting Florida's economy on fire because he's running for president and he wants to prove that he's more hateful and xenophobic than the other candidates. So yeah, when I say that he doesn't care about his own state's residents, it's because he's proven it time and time again. And it appears that some of those residents are just starting to catch on to it. Just this past week, Jacksonville, Florida, the state's most populous city, held a mayoral election. Now keep in mind, Jacksonville voted by double digits for Ron DeSantis just last year in the midterm elections. But this time they elected a Democratic mayor, flipping the seat blue and defeating a DeSantis-backed MAGA candidate. It was a major upset victory for Democrats, especially considering, to that point, Jacksonville was the largest city in America that still had a Republican mayor. So now, DeSantis is about to announce a presidential campaign at the same time that his state's largest employer is canceling major investments because of his own petty actions. His state's economy is being disrupted because of anti-immigrant laws that he passed. Teachers are being investigated for literally showing a Disney movie in class because the movie happened to have a gay character. And a principal was fired by a Republican official because a middle school history class saw a photo of Michelangelo's David statue, which angry conservative parents called pornography. But hey, as far as DeSantis is concerned, at least abuse victims will still be forced to give birth. There's that freedom he was talking about, right? Before you go, I need your help. I'm right on the cusp of hitting 2 million subscribers, so please help me grow this channel so the progressive media ecosystem grows by hitting the subscribe button right here on the screen. I also started a Spanish channel so we can finally start regaining some of that lost ground among Spanish speakers, so if you want to help support those efforts, you can hit that subscribe button. And finally, if you listen to podcasts and you want to support mine, you'll find a link to that on the screen as well. Thanks so much for watching.